And we're live. Welcome to a Monday night edition. It's freezing cold here in North Texas. Exclusive Strikeout Beer special with your pals Alan and Rapid Dave. I'm Rapid Dave.
It's so cold.
Yeah.
So cold. And I'm Alan. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, just living that high life. I wish.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, I was
Dad,
going to
want a
say,
beer.
you are not living that high life. That is a lie. That is a lie.
Yeah.
Real quick, what's going on, Julian? We got Julian in the house. We got Bruiser Us in the house. What's going on? Lizzie's in the house, of course. Hope everyone's having a good night.
Yeah, man. It's so cold. It's not too cold. It's like 28, I think, right now. But it's still like it just started snowing today. I think it's going to ice over tomorrow. Freezing rain tomorrow, then freezing rain on Wednesday as well. So, yeah, let's see. Sitting in the shorts. Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, I got shorts on.
I had sweatpants on, and I was like, well, I sat down. All of a sudden, I'm like, why is it so damn hot in here? And I was like, I got to go put some shorts on. So slapped on a T-shirt. It's T-shirt weather in the house.
Yeah, inside. Now, outside, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so
All
much.
Right. So we got some NA beers we're going to be drinking tonight.
Yeah.
I went and just grabbed like 3 that I just need to get out of my fridge. I need to be done with all these damn NA beers by Wednesday. I'm talking Wednesday morning. And if I have one, if I still have NA beers in my fridge on Wednesday morning, I'm having one for lunch.
Okay.
Yeah. And then right at 4:00, I'm going to start drinking. I don't know what I'm drinking, but I'm drinking.
I was going to say, hey, are we staying up late tomorrow and like going live right at 12 and cracking open a beer? Like,
no, tomorrow's Tuesday. That's why.
Yeah.
Staying up late tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. So I got Partake Brewing Red. And it's another one of these beers that have like super like low calorie, low carbs, everything like that.
Right.
Let's see. Partake Red is crafted with a complex mix of malts and create its distinctive amber hue and notes of caramel, cherry blossom, and roasted almonds. This expertly balanced brew is sure to be a hit with lovers of classic English and red or Irish ale. Ingredients: water, barley, hops, yeast, and contains barley. Yeah, nice. 25 calories, 3 carbs, 0 fat, 1 protein. Let's go. Headhunting in the house. Cheers.
I'm just rocking the Bush NAs.
Cool.
So I got a 12-pack of this. I gotta crush.
Well, I mean, you're still gonna have some for the late night beers and stuff like that. So, all right.
Yeah.
Let's check this little baby out. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, for you probably need to hold on to some, keep them around, and things like that. Those hop sparkling waters are apparently a hot topic right now.
It's a thing.
No idea. I had no freaking idea. That's nice. It looks nice and red.
Slam those together like Stone Cold Austin. Oh man! Since when did NA beer contain protein?
Never seen it before. I've never seen a craft beer with protein, to be honest with you. But yeah, no. Someone mentioned they didn't really like this brand on our, I think it was TikTok or Instagram or something like that. And I was like, I'll be honest, I enjoyed the entire 12-pack. The entire 12-pack for me, they were all solid beers. I think except for one, the Amber. The Amber was a little weak, but everything else tastes true to the style.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good little 12-pack, with the exception of the Amber.
Okay, little extra carbonation. A little on the light or thin side, but I mean, not bad. Not overly malty either. The clarity is, I mean, y'all can't see it at home, but gee whiz, it looks good.
Julian, I need something that tastes like grape soda.
Get Grandpa's old grape soda or something like that.
That's a thing. Yeah, that's actually a thing. It's a little alcoholic grape soda there for you. And TJ, what, you guys drink beer? No, we don't.
Whiskey. I'm probably going to be drinking whiskey on Wednesday. I got this freaking. So I like those big old spheres that you can freeze, right? You get the little individual ones or whatever. Well, so I've been watching all these videos of these cool cats with this copper whatever it's called, melting something, right? So you put a block of ice into it, and it's like a copper holder, and then the copper lid goes on it and just kind of crushes it into form, right? Forms it perfect, looks gorgeous. Right. And I was like, let me go check that out. That might be something I want. And then it's like, $1,500 or $2,000. Like, these slap dicks paid that much money for this. And I was like, nah, that ain't happening.
Probably. Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, go.
Oh, and so I was like, you know what? Let me go see, so I started poking around, fiddling around on the internet, right, to find something comparable that won't be so. I mean, listen, it's flashy, right? You have one of these things. It's definitely a focal point. It's awesome. It's cool looking. That's what drew me in. I was like sitting there watching. I'm like, man, I'm gonna start making some cool like whiskey drinks. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so I went on Amazon and I found one that makes 4 of them
Okay.
for $40, and it's like big old bulky rubber looking thing, and they're crystal clear. I tested it out
Right.
last night,
Oh,
and they came out and looked, I mean, out of this freaking park.
nice.
Yeah. So,
Nice. Julian said, sorry, what was that again? It's not your father's grape soda, is
yeah.
what it's called. They also have a root beer one as well. And I can't remember what the third flavor is. I think there's like 3 different. There might even be like a cream soda one.
You can get your variety pack of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got them
Yeah.
all.
I think you can get that out at Winco. I think the last time I saw it was at Winco.
Really?
Yeah. So
Not your father's ginger ale, not your father's root beer, not your father. Yeah, they got a bunch of them. But yeah, so that's it, it's something that like some people who like or prefer soft drinks but want a little buzz. This is
Mhm.
something for them. You know what I mean? Like our buddy Boner that was here last week. He likes the root beer, the grapefruit, or the what the hell is that other one he liked? He liked like 2 of them. Orange soda. I think orange the Crush, because he was like, oh man, it tastes just like Crush. And so yeah, cheers to you there, Julian. But yeah, I figured, I'm gonna make these big old blocks of ice. They're easier to do than just one. They come
Mhm.
right out. They're, like I said, crystal clear. They look great. So I'm gonna start piddling around with that a little bit.
Okay. That's
Mhm.
nice.
That is tasty. Yeah. So another stupid Amazon buy, right? Oh, and if you're part of the Patreon, patreon.com/strikeout beer, I have a new chugging device that I
Oh,
bought off of Amazon. Now, will I do a review of this product later down the road for the public? Yeah, sure. But Patreon's getting it first, baby. I
and
have it. It'll probably be next week. God, this
oh,
stupid
okay.
camera. When I start getting all excited, it doesn't know where to focus on. But yeah, so I picked up a couple different devices, apparatuses, if you will, for this stuff. So RD is turning into somewhat of a whiskey pro. No, not even close. I don't even know what good whiskey is. I don't know. I don't know, because I've had listen, I've had all kinds of whiskeys and bourbons and this and that. I don't like any of them. There's not one that I found that I was like, oh man, this is the best thing ever. I don't get it. It tastes like kerosene, and it gives you the immediate like that mouth-watering thing where you think you're gonna puke. That's what it does to me every single time. I have to fight through. I have to. You know how hard it is for me to drink whiskey?
I mean, I've seen you drink whiskey and it goes down pretty damn smooth.
It
So
takes like 8 drinks to get to that point, though. I got to fight for a half an hour. What are you gonna do? But yeah, this beer is really good. I really have enjoyed it. And like I said, Partake has really, if you're looking for something a little bit on the lighter side, and this most of these beers are under 0.5 or 0.4 alcohol by volume, so they're technically NA beers, non-alcoholic. And to be honest with you, they're good enough to get you by. And if you just want something other than water or coffee or something like that, and you don't want a Coke, or you don't want a beer or something that tastes like a beer, I mean, this is a pretty good alternative. I'll say that.
nice. Whiskey said you're not drinking it right. Do I need to show you how to drink it?
No, I don't chug it either, you animal. I'm gonna work on
I mean,
some things.
I've seen whiskey in his streams where he just turns around and grabs the bottle and pops the top off and just takes a swig.
I would
Like,
barf everywhere if I did that. Like, I don't even know how many like chugs or gulps I'd be able to get down without just you know what I mean, just it coming right back up. What's up,
oh,
Elspeth?
look at that. El Stud's in the house. I feel like we haven't seen him in a while.
What?
Since before, the Cowboys got knocked out of the playoffs. I don't think we saw him this last week.
I
He was
thought
kind
he
of
was.
MIA.
I mean, if he wasn't there, which I think he was, if he wasn't there, then I can understand that.
He was
Right.
crying in the fetal position somewhere.
Yeah, these Cowboy fans are nuts, man. And then, so let's go ahead and get into NFL if you want to. You got some NFL talk?
Sure. So Kellen Moore got fired and then hired like immediately. Like, and here's the thing though, I get it because the last 2 years he's ran a top 5 offense. So
You think it? You think he's so you don't think he's the problem? You know that Dak's the problem, right? Everybody knows Dak's the problem.
I'm not saying Dak's a problem. I'm just saying
Why's the problem?
He's run a top 5 offense. That's all I'm saying.
You know, let's be sure it's none of your damn business. With all due respect, scapegoat. Got flagels fly over here. But yeah, I said it was with all due respect. You know, they picked the Chargers picked him up immediately, and there were some mixed comments, but mostly good. And I was like, I don't know, man. I didn't think he was that great, and the stuff he was calling. But obviously, like you said, if the numbers speak for themselves, right? And Dak's not that great. The offense, you know, you had CeeDee Lamb. I mean, he's a wide receiver 1 all day. Zeke's getting a little bit over the hill, but they had Pollard. They had a good tandem running game, decent O-line. So, I mean, obviously, you know, Dak's 1,000% the problem. Yeah, I don't blame you with all that. I'll be honest with you. Everyone I talk to, they're starting to come around and say it's Romo. It's Romo. You know what I mean?
Romo's the damn problem. It's still Romo.
Yeah. But he's Romo. You know what I mean?
He's Romo. Okay.
At least the league's an interception. Yeah, he sucks. But yeah, so Kellen Moore going to the Chargers. I don't know. You know, they say that get ready for a run heavy game. Like they kind of already had one. And they also had a big dumping off to, I mean, there's a reason Austin Eckler was the #1 fantasy running back, right? I mean, the guy's amazing. He's phenomenal player.
People aren't a touchdown machine.
Yeah. And if Kellen Moore's going to run the ball more, all that does is make you think like, holy shit, how much higher can he go? But, you know, with that, they'll be mixing in the backup a little bit more just to kind of change up the pace, I think.
Yeah. If Kellen Moore does good in LA with the Chargers, I guess we'll know. But here's the thing, though. I'll take Justin Herbert over Dak any day of the week. Like, honestly, like if you're telling me who's a better quarterback, I'm going to go ahead and tell you Justin Herbert's a better quarterback. I just think he is. Who's a better running back? Eckler or I mean, you got a little bit of an argument with Tony Pollard, but you didn't see a lot from him. And that wasn't necessarily Kellen Moore's fault, right? He's not the one making the decision of who's starting and playing.
Yeah. And that's a loose, like, you know, come on. I mean, it's Austin Eckler and Tony Pollard aren't even in the same tier. Caliber of player, but could Pollard be better? Yeah, if he had if he was the bell cow, if he was the workload, I mean, sure, I could see. I mean,
you really got to see what he was doing, you know, more towards the second half of the season this year, and he looked good. It's a shame he broke his freaking leg. You know, I really would have liked to see what was going on. Yeah. They are missing one thing. It's called accountability, and it starts at the top with Mr. Jones. It's 100% a culture thing too, though, right? A lot of people talk about the culture and the culture that you have there. And yeah, I think that definitely plays into it. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a guy on the Bengals who was, I mean, everyone's out there bashing right now because he was like right after the game, he was in the locker room and in the tunnel yelling and complaining about the guy that hit Mahomes.
You want to start with the early game?
I mean, we can.
Yeah, I mean, let's start with the Philadelphia. That was the 2:00 game. Let's do the 2:00 game first. Did you watch any of it?
Yeah, I watched the first half of it. But I was on a delay. Like I didn't start until almost like the second half, but I was watching the beginning of the game. And I kind of stopped, or I stopped when Joe Johnson, whatever his name is. Yeah, when he went out and they brought Purdy in, who couldn't throw the football. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm done. Like you got a quarter. You're playing 10 on 11 at this point, right? Yeah. You got a quarterback back who can't throw. Go with CMC. Run the Wildcat. We've seen him throw touchdown passes.
Yeah, he can throw the ball. He can throw the ball. He should have been. They should have just let him sit back there, snap the ball. They could have put in Houston. They could have put in a couple other running backs. I mean, yeah, you're losing a lot from him not being a running back, but you need a quarterback, right? You know, when Purdy had that just really fluke of a hit on his arm, I thought he broke his forearm, his forearm bones. But yeah, first it was talking about his wrist, but now it's his UCL. Yeah. I don't know if he's gonna have to have surgery. I think he's waiting for a second opinion on that. But essentially, he was done. They bring in the backup, and he was just, I mean, like no one gave him the memo that like, hey, the Eagles are going to come after you. Like the very first play, he just turns around like this. He's so casually faked the handoff, little play action, faked it and turn around. And boom! I mean, he launched his ass like 20 yards. It was crazy.
And the thing is, though, like he hasn't been with the team for that long to begin with, right? It's not like he's been there and he's been the backup all year long. No, he's the fourth quarterback.
Yeah, the
fourth. You got 3 other guys that were playing before him. So yeah, not even. No, if they pulled that off, Kyle Shanahan is a genius.
Well, I mean, let's be honest.
I already think he is, right?
He's the backup since week whatever it is. He's been the backup ever since Purdy took over. Purdy, I think, won 10 games in a row, right? I think if that's not mistaken. So he had 10 weeks to prep as the backup. He didn't just like, hey, man, we're going to need you this Saturday or Sunday. Stop on by the stadium. We'll get you a jersey. No big deal, right? No, he had to be taking reps and shit. He just sucks. You know what I mean? I don't even know how the hell he's in the league. I don't know how the hell he's in the league.
Well, he was the only reason why he's in the league is because 3 other guys got hurt.
Hot route. I don't know what hot route is. Red 7. Yeah, but 49ers deserve respect for how far they got with the kid, dude. And that's the thing with this happening. I think the way it ended now, it goes from Purdy's your starter next year to now. I don't know what they'll do. I say keep him going because he technically hasn't lost a game that he finished. He got knocked out of that game early. That game got ugly quick. It was a blowout, essentially. I hope everybody jumped on that immediately as soon as Purdy went down, rushed out there and put a massive bet on the Eagles.
Hot route. That's when you're just taking. But here's the thing, though. This all boils down to, I don't think that play happens and Purdy gets hurt and gets knocked out if Shanahan challenges that TD. Or not the TD, but the catch before the TD, that 4th down play.
Devontae?
Yeah, because he dropped it.
It looked like a great catch, but then as they move it to the other, you can see it from the other side. The ball rolls out of his hands under his body, and he scoops it back up. But yeah, I mean, it should have been turnover on downs. Another like, why didn't he challenge it? Maybe he was looking at they were running up there. He goes, "Let's go." Because when you see a receiver calling a hurry up offense, he didn't catch the damn ball.
Exactly. and but here's the thing: like, even if you're not sure, that's a huge play. Right? A conversion on 4th down, call a timeout and take a look, right?
Yeah.
Have your guys take a look up at the booth. You call the timeout. You got plenty of time then. If you're unsure, if you don't want to use the challenge because you're not sure. But I mean, even if you use the challenge, right, and you lose it, okay, you lose a timeout, but you're going to use that timeout anyways. But I'm just call the timeout then if you want, you want to try and save your challenges. But I don't know that completely changed the time. They score the touchdown. The next drive, Purdy's down, and then it's just all over.
Yeah. We had this one coming in first. I don't like it, but a lot of talk of Jimmy G or Derek Carr to the Jets in the offseason. Jimmy G, I don't even know if he wants to play football any longer. And I don't know if he'd go to the Jets. He's been in Santa Clara. He's been in San Fran for like, I don't know how long now. He ain't wanting to go to damn New Jersey. Ain't no way.
You see all the pictures of him on the sideline yesterday as they're just getting blown out. He's got the biggest grin on his face in the world, and he's just smiling and laughing, walking up and down the sideline.
He was him and whoever was cutting up a little bit. It looked bad, but yeah, you saw it and you're like, oh God. And the meme came out that was like, hey, we're losing. It said the team, hey, we're losing. And he was like, nah, y'all losing.
Y'all losing. I ain't losing.
Yeah. I'm pumped up for Andy Reid Philly showdown. Also, the Kelsey brothers are awesome. For the Kelsey, dude, I think what did they say? Burrowhead. They go, oh, this ain't Burrowhead. This is blah blah. And I'm like, can you imagine that little comment probably lived in their head all freaking week? Like they couldn't wait to say that shit. Like it sounds like God.
What is because everyone else is throwing out there and calling it Burrowhead, and he's won 3 straight, and you had that mayor out there in Cincinnati running his mouth and things like that, and Kelsey had to pull out the rock. You know your role, you jabroni.
The problem with the NFL, college, high school, everything else in life, too many people expect just to be given the job. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. Sup, fellas? Any plans for our first beer February? We're just talking about that.
We actually had plans. Like we had this, what was it, like a 24% beer that we were gonna do a pre-show on.
It was
But
big.
with the way the weather's looking, it doesn't look like we're going to be in studio together. We're supposed to have a lot of ice and things like that, so it doesn't look like that will be in the forecast for us. So I don't know what it's just going to be just a beer, I guess. Nothing special. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
just kind of a little.
It is what it is, man. But yeah, with down here with the weather in Texas and Dallas, it happens about once a year. We get freezing rain and some sleet, and then it just freezes over, right? So we get like anywhere from a quarter inch to a half inch. I think it got up to like almost an inch one year, and it was like couldn't do shit. Like you couldn't leave the house because you walk out off your front porch, you're gonna fall and bust your ass.
Well, what was it? Was it 2 years ago? Was when we had when everyone lost power.
Yeah.
The power grid went down.
Let's see. It's just ice. Drop it low on the floor and gone. No, I'm not getting out there. I'm not even in my truck either. I wouldn't get out there in my 4-wheel drive. Dallaska. Yeah, I hear you. And then even on the bottom of my little the computer is saying winter storm, heads up. I'm like, oh god. Yeah, it was snowing earlier, but yeah. So the game, the early game was a bore. To be honest with you, once he went down, they brought him back in, and he's having to throw. You kind of thought like he's not like going to further injure himself or make it worse by even doing those little dump passes. I mean, you could tell he had nothing on him. He should have thrown him left-handed at that point. Just said, F it, man. You know what I mean? How about them Chiefs? So, but yeah, I for me in that game, it was like, all right, well, we've seen enough, made some bucks, this and that. And I felt bad for the 49ers for real. Like, I was like, man, they got so close and they could have been in this game. I would have liked to see them go toe to toe with Philly. I think this is a wake up call for everybody in the NFC East or the NFC altogether. Philly is a powerhouse right now.
Well, but if you go ahead and take a look, they actually say that he is requiring surgery. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they had the easiest schedule in the NFL. They played the Giants in round 1, and then they played.
I mean, the Giants were
yesterday with no quarterback. Yeah, but they weren't that good though. Like, let's just be honest.
So all the teams that didn't make the playoffs were better than the Giants.
I mean, you're not 100% wrong.
They would have. Hey, it's better than what happened. Like Tampa Bay got in, and they were a sub 500 team.
Tampa Bay wasn't good either. Yeah,
I'm saying all the teams in the NFC suck except for 2. And wanted to see and the 2 that I wanted to watch played, but unfortunately the damn quarterback went down. I wanted to see San Francisco play Philly because I really thought. I mean, hell, I was absolutely thinking that San Francisco was going to win. I was like, Purdy's going to keep rolling, baby. But he did look sus against the Cowboys.
I was ready for Mr. Irrelevant to win the Super Bowl MVP. Like,
telling you, I was like, damn. Philly also looks flat half the time. They can come out and look flat. So it really depends on who's going to, and which team is going to show up. Are they going to be just vicious and just keep their foot down? I think a lot of these teams get up and then they start trying to run out the clock. You know what I mean? So if Sean Payton called it yesterday that whoever won that Philly Niners game will win it all, I agree with him. Very physical teams. Yeah, I think so. And then we can get on to the late game that happened at 5.
Yeah, I mean that Cincy Kansas City game was great. I mean it was a really good game, back and forth. I mean, and you really like almost for like the whole first half, you just felt like Philly wasn't in it, right? Sure. But the defense played great, kept them in the game, kept the score close. Huh?
You said Philly.
Cincy. I said Cincy and Casey. I said their defense played great and kept them in the game, kept the score close for, Burrow to do his thing. Burrow was running for his life all day, getting sacked left and right. He get sacked 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, he was on his ass just like the Super Bowl last year.
Just knocked all over the place, but they were still in it at the end of the day.
They had the ball with plenty of time to win. They could have won like 3 times over.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't a great game either. It was like a shit show, and you should have went on Twitter or something like after the game was over because it was the most just funniest shit in the world. Everybody was losing their minds. It was like they couldn't believe 1, the officiating, and then 2, like the do-over, and then 3, like they were like the jokes were crazy. Even like Eisen was making jokes about this shit. He goes, I think I screenshotted it for the show on Wednesday. But yeah, it was, I mean, every 5 seconds there was a penalty. It was the most, like,
it was crazy. It really was.
Games, there was a game like it wasn't a couple weeks ago. I don't know. It was a game that was like the longest game of the season, and it's because there was a penalty after every single play. It was nuts. So
yeah, it was crazy. I mean,
Ooh.
the do-over play, you see that, but you also see, oh, excuse me. Oh, a ghost. Okay.
Yeah, each goes. I'll talk about it later. Oof. it's shocking to the palate.
You do see that one official running out there all the way from the back before the ball snapped. You see a replay showing that. It's just it boils down to Cincinnati. They made a mistake, right? One player made a mistake, But even before that, the kick return, right? Sky Moore with that that punt return, to put them in that position to get to there was huge. Mahomes sucked it up, and I mean he didn't run that fast all day as he did on that last play. Like he was barely making it through that game, and he saw a window. He sucked it up, ran through it. The guy makes a mistake, and Butker crushed it. He
didn't start limping until the Bengals caught up, and then all of a sudden he got that limp on. He goes, "Oh man, this ankle, man, I don't know." And then I'm like, I look at Liz, I go, told you it was gonna. I was like, he's gonna start limping as soon as the Bengals catch up, and then he
had that limp when he had that awkward throw where he threw off of that bad leg.
That was after they caught up.
Yeah, well, okay. He didn't throw off his bad leg until then.
He was sitting there. He was sitting there the whole time. He didn't throw off his bad leg the whole time, and so yeah, he's just sitting there. And I was like, this is gonna be his reaction. Watch if Bengals somehow win this game, which is no way in hell. It looks like I go, they're not winning this game. I go, that'll be, my ankle, my arm, it's broken. He's going to pull a Rodney Dangerfield from Caddyshack.
Speaking, have you heard anything about Burrow being hurt? Because he did not look right. Like he took that one hit and he came up and you could see he was kind of, something was wrong with his wrist, something was wrong with his hand. And his next 3 throws after that were just lobs. He had nothing on them. And there was one where the tight end was wide open and he threw it to him. And it was just limp wristed it over there to him. Yeah. And I was like, oh, he's not right. Because I texted you as soon as I saw that. And I was like, Burrow's not right.
Yeah, they probably won't report anything anyways. There's no reason to. You know what I mean? Season's over for them. So they don't have to they can cover this up and quietly. You'll find out about it next off season, like preseason or something, when he's driving a golf cart around all preseason goofing off.
Well, and here's the thing with Mahomes. He walks weird anyways.
Dude, he walks like just I can't even fucking say it without getting thrown off the internet.
It's insane. Someone did a video of it. Pigeon-toed and he has something up his butt or something. I don't know. It's just weird. Mahomes was limping. We lost most of our wide receivers. Kelsey had a bad. Yeah, dude, his back seized up before the game. They didn't even know he was going to play. They had to shoot him up with a bunch of stuff just to get him out there on the field. But the defense played great. I mean, and both defenses stepped up and played great there at the end. You had 3 and out, you were going back and forth with 3 and outs. This was going to overtime, but then you have that big that big punt return, and then the personal foul, and it just, he was, there's no arguing, the personal foul. He was clearly out of bounds when he did it. You just can't do that, and one thing we were talking about, we were kind of talking a little bit about culture earlier, and there's the one player for the Bengals who he wasn't the guy who pushed him out, but this guy, after the game, he was throwing a fit, yelling and screaming about that guy making that play. Why are you touching the quarterback? You don't push the quarterback, complaining to everybody and anybody around. And you got players, commenting on it, talking about how he's a bad teammate and things like that. And there's several Detroit Lions, Facebook pages and stuff that I follow where they were featuring this guy as a possible target for them this offseason. And pretty much all of them were after this, no, he's not a fit for Detroit and Dan Campbell and the culture that they're building here. Someone who's just gonna, your teammate made a mistake, right? You've got other teammates, going up to him hey man, the dude felt bad. You felt bad for him because they won't take the guy off camera, and he's just sitting there and you could tell he's crushed and devastated and he's trying to hide his face. And it's just unfortunate, right? You get caught up in the heat in the moment and you make a mistake. It happens. So.
Nah, it was stupid. That guy was on.
No, it was stupid, but.
Yeah, no, he was a moron.
Yeah. No game is about one bad play. Exactly. There's so many other places where that game, don't give up the big return. Don't let the guy out there playing on one leg basically get a big run on you. There's so many other places you can look at and target. Hey, don't throw all those picks, Burrow. There's a lot of other areas you can look at for that, but yeah, it just sucks. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Now you got Philly versus the Chiefs coming up, Super Bowl Sunday, February 12th. I'm not mistaken. I think it's February 12th.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's in 2 weeks, so
I think Philly's just going to steamroll him. I really do. Like they're going to get after his ass even harder than the Bengals could, and that's just he's done.
How healthy is Kansas City going to be? Right. I think that's the big question. How healthy can you get some receivers back? Because you don't have any receivers. Hardeman out, Juju out. Kadarius Toney out, so you lose all three of those guys, and now you're out there with you got MVS, which he's hit or miss. He can come up with a big play for you, but he's going to screw up a bunch of other plays. And then I don't even know who the other guy was. I mean, they had Sky Moore out there, but Sky Moore hasn't done anything all year. It didn't really do much yesterday. He had the big kick return, but other than that, he didn't really do anything. If Mahomes doesn't have anybody to throw to, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. No. If we come after Mahomes like we did the 49ers, he doesn't stand. No. And I think I don't think I'm going out on a limb with this, but I think the 49ers have a better offensive line.
They've had a pretty good they had a good run. They protected Purdy all freaking year, those last 10 games.
Yeah. I 100%. I think they have a better offensive line, so I think it's going to be a long day. Heard they were signing OBJ.
Oh Jesus! Can you imagine him slipping in just to try to get another ring? That guy's such a tool. Like, you know what? You sign him up, and then you just as soon as it's over, all right, man, we'll have a good one later. You know what I mean? Like
when the game's over, you walk over with some big gulps. Big gulps, huh?
Yeah.
Well, see you later.
Adios, man. Absolutely. Yeah. You're not keeping him around. Nobody would.
Someone's going to. He's going to end up somewhere.
Well, of course, but not a long term. I mean, hell, give me T.O. at this point. Just give me T.O. What's that? What the hell's that guy that throw up the X? The guy that dropped the ball in the
Dez? Oh yeah, Dez didn't catch nothing. That was a drop.
Yeah. Let's bring in Dez. I mean, he's gonna get hurt in preseason, but he's gonna try really hard.
I'll bring on Ocho Cinco. He'll be a backup kicker for you too.
That's right. He's an emergency kicker, field goal kicker. Yeah, so that's the Super Bowl. I mean, everything's going to be got 2 weeks till we can, go through dissect this. Everybody can get healthy, hopefully, and it's a real good. You don't want a dud for a Super Bowl. I mean, nobody does, right? And with everything going on, and especially with the, all the Twitter talk and all the talk in general about the NFL being rigged, and Jesus Christ, is Romo on the Chiefs payroll? Did you hear anything? I had to mute the damn TV because I couldn't get him to shut up. Like he's screaming the whole time. Dude, if Mahomes sawed somebody's head off and took a shit in his pants, he'd be like, "Oh man, Jim, look at him go! Nobody can do that." I mean, he's screaming at the top of his lungs. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Super Bowl tickets are selling now between 5 and 19. Yeah, that's about what they go for, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're not cheap.
Yeah, especially with Philly being in it, I think that drove the price up a little bit. I don't know.
Actually, if you're part of our Discord, I shared a nice little Tony Romo meme in there. Romo Mahomes meme. So if you're not part of our Discord, you need to join it so you can see funny memes.
Funny memes. Get your memes here.
That
is. I saw that same one. I was like laughing my ass off when I read it. I was like, and it's so true, dude. I'm like, God, dude. I'm like, what is going on? And like, one, why is he yelling? And two, every time there's anything questionable, he goes, no, it's totally the Chiefs got the Chiefs ball or this and that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. I go, he's
a lot of, I don't know, Jim. What do you think? I don't know, Jim. What do you think? What?
He didn't do that this week, though. And he's talking over, he even like, they'd go to Jim. Was finally like weighing in on something and goes, oh, I don't know about this. It doesn't look like he's got control of the ball or whatever. What do you think, Gene? And Gene was like, yeah, I'm with you. And he goes, no, he's totally got a hold of the ball there, Jim. You know, he's 2 hands, he's inbounds. You know, I was like, Jesus, they asked the expert, asshole, not you. And this is why I hate not having the Sun. Just give me the Sunday ticket. Just let me watch this shit on the red zone because I don't want to hear Romo. I don't want to hear Jim Nantz.
No, but I mean, okay, you got third leg Greg, you know, who sounds like he's a kindergarten teacher.
Okay.
You know,
I'd rather let
Kevin Burkhardt uses initials for everybody.
I'd rather have old school and Billy Joe call the fucking game than listen to Tony Romo call any damn.
I think you can't go both Kansas City though, right? So give me, you know, go with that. You know, here's the duo I would like to have call this game. I'm going to give you a Philly guy and I'm going to give you a Kansas City guy.
Oh, I'm not talking about for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is going to be covered this year.
I'm talking about for the Super Bowl. Here's the two guys. I want these guys to go live. If they do a live show, I'm turning the volume off on the TV and I'm listening to them. Give me Mr. Dylan Busby and Mr. Horny Gnome.
That'd be funny. Yeah, so Fox has the call this year.
So it's Kevin Burkhardt, Aaron Andrews, Greg.
Where the hell is Troy? Oh my God, they're on Amazon. They're on Amazon now. Troy and Buck.
No, they're ESPN.
Or ESPN? Yeah. They went to Amazon for some reason. Damn it. Yeah, so we don't get that. God, what a stupid Super Bowl. I'm glad that I won't be around. And I had interest in it before. Now I don't give a shit, right? So now I'll be at a party, you know, drinking my ass off and having fun, eating, talking shit to people and just working the room. You know what I mean? And now I don't have to really worry about anything. I can just flutter off. You know what I mean?
Joe said he'll call it with old school. Turn off the TV sound and stream us. It's a solid option.
I would do it. I really would. I would do it, but yeah, I'll be out of town enjoying myself. But yeah, I was nervous about it. I was like, man, it's like, nah, but luckily, like I told you, I need them to lose. I just need them to lose so I can enjoy my trip. It's like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with I don't want to deal with Philly fans. And, you know, you're going to be out there in Vegas. It's like, you know, the last time I was there, the funny enough thing is the last time I was there for the Super Bowl, it was the Chiefs and Niners game. And I was like, I really thought, I was like, holy shit, are they both going to win? And I go back and I'm back at the same damn place watching the same game. Because I think the Chiefs won that year. They beat the Niners or whatever. And I really thought the Niners were going to come through.
Yeah. That was the Chiefs year.
Costed me some coin there, but
some walking around change.
Yeah, I lost some folded money on that one for sure. But yeah, I looking forward to it. But yeah, I don't have to worry about it now, being all stressed out. And like once the season's over, you're actually kind of a little bit of relief. You're like, all right, thank God it's over. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's fun to keep going, but it's like eventually gets stressful. But I mean, this game there were some subtle hints that this wasn't going to work out. That guy, I can't think of his name right now. The damn head ref with the glasses. That son of a bitch was the MVP.
Yeah. Have you seen the pic out there with him and Mahomes switching, holding up each other's?
I swear to God, he can. You know, I was looking for big old bundles like stuff to him, like he's smuggling. Like a drug smuggler or something. He's got like just bulges of money stuffing out of his pants and shit. It's like
there's the other one that's out there with like the equipment guys from Kansas City with those big ass duffel bags, walking to go pay off the refs before the game.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. And you're sitting there watching, you're like, what the hell is going on? And it's been a little loose like that all year, very inconsistent. That's what everybody's gripe is, right? But you can't really. What are you going to do? Nobody wants to ref anymore. And I certainly wouldn't want to ref in the NFL where like some asshole coach can just keep going. It's like, hey, shut up. You know what I mean? Like,
and the thing with the NFL though is they're the only league where they're part-time.
Yeah.
And in every other league, they're full-time. That's what they do year round. So in the off season, they're training, they're reviewing video, doing all that. In the NFL, when the season's over, they're like, "Well, see you next year, Billy."
They ref 18 games. You can't keep them full time. Like, what the hell are you doing for the other 40 weeks in the year? You know what I mean?
But you have that again. You have this in all the other leagues, and they're doing training and things like that. So it's like a normal job where when you're not doing it, you're getting ready. Just like NFL players, they're not just during the off season just sitting there picking their butt, right?
You can tell some of them are. They're just
some, but
just packing.
For the most part, they're not. You know, they're out there. They're training. They're doing all that throughout the year. So
yeah, we got that. We'll have our picks coming up here in about 2 weeks. Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. We'll go through all the prop bets too and give you a little extra something. If you're in a Patreon, we'll probably drop screenshots of what we're going to be betting on and things like that. Yeah, this goes is pretty good. So I'm having Partake Peach Goes. I like it. I really do.
Okay.
It's kind of sour. So Partake Goes.
It's a goes, so it's going to be sour.
It's crisp and refreshing with a hint of tartness. Tartness. That's just a hint of it, right?
Probably for the best. Yes, they are.
Several malts, sea salt, coriander. This is fun and fruity twist on popular sour style. Yeah, it's really damn good. I like it.
Nice.
15 calories, 2 carbs. I mean, this shit is low cal, low carb, everything. Yeah, prop bets are fun. Player bets are fun. I mean, hell, we even cover like the damn national anthem and halftime performance and stuff like that. And is Chris Brown going to come out and sucker punch Rihanna? I don't know, man. But if it's out there, we're betting on it.
I'm hammering that one.
I'm hammering the over on
that. Just hammering it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl though. It's always fun, Just hope we have a good game. Hopefully the Chiefs can get healthy, so the game's better. Because if Mahomes is rolling out there with whoever at wide receiver, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, I mean they're already kind of behind. I think Philly started off as a favorite, anyways, like a 2 or 3 point favorite.
Oh yeah,
but that's going to probably grow a little bit more. But you want a good game, right? Especially considering. 85% of America are not really rooting for these teams. These small markets are, you know what I mean? Philly and Kansas City, they're the only ones that give a shit really about who wins, but everyone else, they care because they're betting on it.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of people out there that just don't want Philly to win because of their fans. Like,
you got to keep them cool because they'll start throwing batteries at Santa Claus and shit.
Well, they were throwing snowballs at the Philly players, or not the Philly players, but the 49er players when they were showing up. They're there getting off the bus and they're launching snowballs at them. It's like, what is your deal?
It's such a dirtbag city. It really is. Like they're like, oh, that's a great blue collar city. I'm like, what the fuck is that code for? Dirtbag? Like just a bunch of shitheads, man. And I'm like, I need to ask Philly about that too. Philly Park, like, hey man, what's the deal?
What's your deal? Like, what's?
Oh God, yeah. We should have asked him about that. Maybe we'll get him on or something like that. But yeah.
Like what would you say is your deal? Like, why do they have to grease up all the phone poles? Like, you guys just can't stay off the phone poles and stuff? Like,
what's the point of climbing one of those damn things? Are you trying to rip it down? Is that the point? You don't have a light. You have a street light.
They know. I don't think they know. They just climb up there like, what do I do now? Like,
get up there like, hey, just going back and forth. Bunch of morons.
It's like, like when you have, a toddler, right? And they get up for the first time, or they climb up something for the first time. They get up and you're like, what are you going to do? They're just like, I don't know. That's Philly fans climbing up poles. Like,
oh man. More Super Bowl talk coming up this week and next week. What'd you have? You had one more thing you want to talk about? We got about 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh. So I hesitate to tell the story just because I know how you are. But anyway, so I go to the liquor store today, went to go get a beer, try and get a beer to coordinate with you for this week, right? And I don't know, I haven't bought like real beer in like forever. So like I had like 612. I bought a shit ton, right? I bought a lot. And I get a lot of it, and I get up to the register, and she's ringing me up, and one of them rings up like $11.99, and it had $7.99 on the shelf, and I was like, hey, that one right there shows $7.99 on the shelf. She's like, okay, well, hold on. So she goes and she takes a look and she sees it. And she's like, yeah, hold on. Let me call my manager up front. Cool. Not a problem. She's like, I can't override the price myself. All right. And she calls him up here and he's like, all right, well, let me go see what's going on. I'm like, all right, man, go do what you got to do, you know? And I'm just sitting there having a nice conversation with I actually went back while I was waiting for him over there by the registers and I grabbed some of the little mini fireballs, the real fireballs. And then I'm going to buy some of the fake ones so that we can do a little taste test type thing for the podcast. And he comes back. He goes, yeah, no, that's the right price on it. It's not this price. I was like, okay, well, you have the price tag there in front of it and stuff. You know, well, I don't know why that price tag is there. It's not what the price is. And he was like, so do you want it or not? I was like, I'm good, man. I'm just going to go ahead and leave, and I'm not going to get. He's like, so you're going to walk out on all this for over $4? I was like, well, I think the better question is you're going to lose a $70 sale over $4. And he just kind of looked at me for a second, like, and he's like, whatever, just give it to him for that price. I'm like, thanks, man. Have a nice day.
What store were you
at? It's a goody.
Huh. I haven't been in one in like 20 years, so I don't know.
I hadn't been in one in a while. Normally, like I said, I was just going. It was next door to the store that I was going to. I had to go. There's a specific store that I had to go to get some gluten-free gravy, and they were right there next to it. And we had just talked. I just talked to you about coordinating beers, and I was like, I'll just run into here and grab something. And this guy's just like, and he's like, yeah, no, that's not. I was like, all right, man. Well, I'll see you later. He's like, so you're just gonna leave over that? I was like, well, are you gonna let me walk out the store over that? And he just kind of looked at me like, what the.
It's kind of his attitude that, man, I'd leave less. I've already been like, yeah, man. Or been like, no, I don't want to. Here you go. And you kind of hand them but you just drop the fucking beers.
I was like, actually, man, I'm good. And you're like, I'll leave. You're just going to leave. Are you going to lose a $70 sale over that $4? Yeah. That's the better question.
Be like,
and he's like, just give it to him and like stormed off. He pushed his buttons and stormed off. I'm like, what? Jesus.
You have a bad Yelp review coming here soon, buddy.
Like, I was like, what the hell, man? And like, you get that every once in a while, like retail stores. Like, I get it. Retail's not, it's not the best work in the world, right? I did it for forever, right? And you have your good days and you have your bad days. But at the end of the day, if you have something like that, for me, you just take, hey, yep, we got it marked wrong. Let me take care of you real quick. You fix the problem and then you don't have to worry about it. But to sit there and look at someone who's got, I said I had like $70 worth of beer sitting there. And he's just like, yeah, no. I'm like, oh, okay, buddy. I'll see you later. He's like, yeah, why would I buy beer somewhere where I don't know what the price is going to be when I show up to the front register? Like,
remember that comic book store that was like that? They put like a note or whatever on their thing. They were like, due to the mass or crazy fluctuation in prices, We
look up all prices on eBay before we sell them to you. I'm good, bro. First of all, I'm not paying eBay prices in a store. Like, it's just
God. Here, read Billy Joe's line there.
In 3,027 years, we'll either be really well off or in a lot of trouble. It's 50-50. Because if you add up 3,027 with 2023, it's 50-50.
I don't get that really. Like the whole explain to me like, well, that's not the right price. Then why is it there? And what what I mean? Why does someone have it there? And it and why are you making such a big deal? Is it coming out of your freaking check?
Right?
Are they like, you know what, Jeff? You gave that beer away for $4 less. I'm taking that out of your check, buddy. That's coming out of your allowance.
Like, I think, and like, it's not like one of those situations where like it was the only one there, right? Because like I've come across that where like I grabbed something and it was the only one where that price was. Odds are someone else dropped that there, right? And so that's not the store's fault. It was a fully stocked section. Like, you could tell they weren't that busy today because of the weather, because the beer section was stocked. And so it's like it was like the only pack removed from like that whole door. And I'm like, buddy, first of all, it looks like you need some sales, okay? Because I'm the only one. I've never walked into there or any other liquor store and had 5 employees tell me, hey, how you doing today? because they were all just sitting up front, just shooting the shit.
I think I still would have. I think I would have just left. I think I would have been like, "Well, I'm not dealing with. You know what? I don't like you. Like, I'm not dealing with your attitude." And like, dude, even if it was mismarked, just freaking be like, "Hey, sorry, it's not right."
I think because I phrased the question the way I did, are you going to let me walk out over this?
Well, what you said, he sounded like he had attitude like from the start.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, because when the employee went and looked, she's like, "Yeah, I already went and looked." He's like, "Well, I'll go see what's going on here."
Well, what's going on there, Jeff?
Go see what's going on.
That is your real name.
I go grab Fireball and I'm talking to the cashier. I said, "Did you hear about the lady in Illinois that's suing Fireball? Blah, 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 blah." I'm just like, just having fun. Why can't Sam Bradford use the phone anymore? Because he can't find the receiver.
That's an old Sam Bradford, that old OU quarterback. One of the massive busts. Got like that big ass contract.
It's funny because he just sucked and he couldn't hit his receivers.
Yeah.
So,
God, boy, he never did anything.
He had a year. He had like 1 year, and it led to like a big contract with like, I think he had like 1 year with the Rams, and it led to a contract with Minnesota or vice versa. I don't remember.
Sounds crazy.
But, yeah, he just wasn't that good.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with like that kind of shit. I wouldn't even have gave him a chance. Like I wouldn't have even had the rebuttal. Like it would have been like, "You're gonna walk out over this?" Yeah, I'm just fucking don't want to deal with you or your store. So you know, if you just fuck off. Just I'm out of here.
I'm definitely not going back there again. Like it's just, I'm just not going to go back. Like next time it's like I'll go somewhere else. Like I understand you're right next door to the store that I'm going to, but I'm good, bro. Like
yeah, that kind of stuff sticks with you too. Like I'm never going back there again. Why the hell would I? Why would I go to a fucking store where I'm the inconvenience?
Yeah. I was like, and I even told like the cashier, she apologized. She was like, "I'm sorry about that." I was like, "It's okay. It's not your fault, but don't worry. I won't have to deal with it anymore because I'm not coming back." She's like, "I don't blame you." Like I'm just.
Replace Warner, Kurt Warner, maybe. Yeah, he was a Ram. I remember him being a Ram. Funny. Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
What a chump.
There's
He got that money though. So congrats.
He got paid.
Yeah,
he got paid. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think he looked like a kid too. Like, didn't he have like one of those like a baby face type thing?
Yeah, he had that going for him.
He definitely had that going for him. So,
man. All right. Well, cool. Well, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time will be Strikeout Beer. We'll probably be remote unless otherwise stated, but don't be surprised if you tune in and you see us like this. It's just a little chilly down here with some ice falling out of the sky, and the city's freezing over. So we're going to hunker down for a couple days. Should be good by Thursday.
Should be great by Thursday.
65 on Friday. I'm going to go play golf. Like, what do you call 53 millionaires sitting around watching the Super Bowl? The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, it's funny because there's 53 players on the roster and they all make $1 million and they're just, they don't get to play in it. They just get to watch it.
Every year they're like, Cowboys are going to go to the Super Bowl. Not without tickets, they ain't. It's, like, it's always the biggest joke around here. What are the Eagles? Oh, God. There you go. What did the Eagles and the mailman have in common? Neither deliver on Sunday night. Yikes. We're about to find out.
Yes, I mean, they did last time.
Yeah.
They took down Tom Brady. Touchdown Tom.
5 years ago, I think it was. I think it was 5 years ago.
I don't know. Nick Foles.
Big Dick Nick.
Foles.
That's changing. Oh, and we'll have one more announcement before we go. We're going to be doing the Strikeout Beer. What?
Squares.
Yeah, we're doing the squares like we did last year. $10 a square. We'll put a picture out there. If you want in, you pick the number, let us know. You Venmo or Cash App us to reserve that number. I mean, if you're just emailing us saying, "Hey, I want number 53 and 45," we need the money to reserve the spot, right? So we're not collectors. We're not going to be chasing anybody down for any cash. So we'll start that. And but yeah, the Cash App Strikeout Beer, the Venmo Strikeout Beer as well. Easy peasy. And we'll post that. We'll probably post it tomorrow to get it going, because I know people are already interested in it and stuff like that. So, but yeah, run us out of here, man.
Yeah. Hey, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a while since we've been here on Monday nights, but it was a good time. Next time you see us, we'll be drinking real beer, like that a real adults drink, and get a little loopy. It's going to be fun. But hey, guys, thank you so much. As always, I'm Alan.
Rapid Dave.
Talk to you guys later. Deuces.